you have to start.
Oh, I do? Okay.
Yeah, remember? Because if it's your case, you start.
Oh, yeah.
That was your idea.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
I'll just sit here and wait.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Caitlin.
This is Pacific Northwest Haunts and Homicides. Hi, Ray.
We have another body in the room today.
It's as creepy as it sounds. No, it's really not. We invited a friend. We phoned a friend. We told her to come and sit with us and do as the cool kids do.
No, I didn't.
Are you going to say hi?
Hi. Hello.
We'll have to see if that picks up.
It should. I think it should a little bit.
Yeah.
I could yell louder.
So before we start the case, we did want to mention quickly, we don't exactly know when these episodes are going to come out, but I think it'll still be relevant whenever they do come out.
It's always relevant.
It's always going to be relevant. It's never not going to be irrelevant. Is that a word?
Irrelevant is a word, but if you say irrelevant, it means that it's not relevant. So now we're giggling about something that we actually feel very, serious
I know.
about.
This is a serious thing, you guys. And we're a little giggly, but, that's just who we are.
Yeah. We're
As
just giggle
people.
monsters.
But no, this is really serious, and we do want to talk about it. So we're going through something right now in our country that, I feel like it's been there for a long time. It's not like a new thing. Asian hate. So freaking knock it off.
Yeah.
We know people listening. Anyone listening to us are not going to be those people who hate on other people for dumbass reasons.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I don't want that as our listener base.
If you're listening and you hate people other than murderers, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You're not welcome.
Yeah.
So
We don't like you, and you're not invited anymore.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So
No, it's a problem. The AAPI hate crimes, all of that, it's disgusting. And it's upsetting, and it should be. People should be mad. People should be upset. People should be sad. And we should be doing everything that we can to make it better.
And since you guys aren't going to be the ones hating on other people, there is something that you can do that Asian American and Pacific Islanders are requesting everyone do in support of them, and that is the Learn Our Names movement. There's a hashtag for it, hashtag Learn Our Names, and they're basically just, they want you to learn their names, learn how to pronounce them. It's not that hard nowadays. You have Google. You can go Google how to pronounce the name.
There's really no excuse.
Yeah.
It's just you're being an asshole, or you're not trying.
You're being lazy. You don't want to learn. Yeah. And there is a nice, a handy guide that I'll link for you guys that kind of shows the letters and how you would pronounce them in English. So it'll be super easy for you guys. And that's something we'll always try to do. We'll always try to pronounce names correctly. We'll
It's
Google
important.
it. Yeah.
A name says a lot about a person, and it matters to the person that you're talking about that you say their name right. And especially with some of the cases that we deal with, if they're the victim of a crime, we definitely want to get their names right. To the best of our ability, that's always going to be our intent.
Respect.
However, if they are a murderer, we may intentionally butcher their names.
We might. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna drag them, and we're gonna mispronounce the shit out of their names. But most of them are super colonial names, like Richard.
Dick.
Yeah, just a real dick.
So yeah, that's something that we felt was really important to say. No matter when these episodes come out, we wanted to get that said. We want you to respect everyone. Yeah. Be nice to people. Don't fucking hate on people. Save your hate for the people who truly deserve it. Yeah. Like these dickheads we're talking about.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah. Yes. Please save your hate for the people that really deserve it. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. All right. I'm going to get into the case. So we are talking murder this particular week.
Murder again.
Murder. So we're talking about Richard Lawrence Marquette, born December 12th, 1934, in Portland. And he was convicted of the killing of 3 Pacific Northwest women. it's the premise of our pod, so
Yep.
yeah.
Homicides.
Yeah. Probably goes without saying, but I threw that in there. Super creepy. Hold on to something solid. I'm going to hold on to my butt. You can hold on to a table. No, my butt's pretty solid.
Solid ass.
Solid ass. I think that's what the kids are calling thick these days.
Yeah, thick. Remember, I taught you that.
You did. I'm so proud of us. Okay. Here he goes. He drained their blood, mutilated and dismembered their bodies before scattering their remains around Portland. I really wish that everyone could see Rii's face right now. She's probably more horrified than I've ever seen her. So that's good.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah, it feels like an accomplishment. I did everything I could to prepare you. There's only so much I can do.
She didn't know what she was getting into with this one.
Where was the preparation? There was no preparation.
I said hold on to something solid. So turns out his early work as a meat packer may have prepared him for a very dark spiral in the Pacific Northwest. Another horrified face from Rii. She's not
choking.
gonna choke.
We
not
have to
for
do the
real.
Heimlich. Pause while we do the Heimlich.
Oh my gosh.
So he's a meat packer.
He was, yes.
What does the meat packer do?
So the butcher, I think, is the person that actually like takes apart the animal, and I think he basically was just the one that packed it up into packages once it's already broken down into all of the beautiful little pieces
So
that
he just,
we grill.
Like
on.
touching raw meat all day is what he did.
Yeah.
Fitting.
Yeah. So it turned out that it became sort of a hobby, I guess.
Oh,
Yuck.
no.
Yuck. Big old box of nope. He was a real piece of work pretty much from the start. I'm going to refer to him as DLM from now on, aka Dick Lawrence Marquette. We feel like we don't get to say Dick enough.
Yeah, we never say dick.
Dicks.
One of our episodes was not all about dicks.
I mean, it really wasn't, but the word dick was heavily featured.
It was.
At the age of 21, he has his first run-in with law enforcement in June of 1956 when he was arrested for rape, though the charges were eventually dropped because 50s, I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know. Then in 1957, he was arrested a second time for disorderly conduct, which is the understatement of the decade, possibly, since it was actually an attempted robbery at a service station where he literally clubbed the attendant. I'm not making this up, I swear.
Oh my goodness.
With a bag of wrenches.
What?
Yeah. What in the actual
A
fuck?
bag full of wrenches.
I repeat, he did not just beat this person with a wrench. He took an entire bag of wrenches.
Did he just like go buy a bunch of wrenches specifically for this purpose? Like, how did
Where'd he get the wrenches?
There's so many questions and I don't have a lot of answers. I'm sorry, guys.
I
We're
need
not
answers.
we're not going to get closure. We're not going to feel comfortable with this, and it's just going to get so much worse.
Oh.
So, DLM then pled guilty cuz duh. He was sentenced to 18 months, but ended up serving 12 for good behavior. Because if you can rein that shit in while you're in prison, maybe they won't lock you up and throw away the key, as I might humbly suggest. And literally, I think probably, ladies, are you willing to back me up on that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
I
Okay.
mean, like, of course he was good in prison. Where's he
Yeah.
going to get a bag of wrenches in
I
prison?
know. Yeah, okay, so same page. So after his time in the clink, DLM has us feeling good. We think he's all rehabilitated and shit, and we are eating that up. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
us too.
The
us
collective
three.
we. Yeah, we're not buying it. Yeah. This is past we. We're not a part of that we. So, well, I mean, for a minute anyway. DLM's first victim, as a part of this later spree after prison, was Joan Cottle of Portland. Her murder took place in June of 1961. She was 24 years old at the time. She was a mother of 2 that was reported missing by her husband when she didn't come home from a shopping trip.
Oh.
You know, we love the shopping.
Oh, Target. Can you imagine just going to Target and then not? Not Target. Oh.
I want to go to Target and never come back, but not because DLM snatched me, you know? It's just not the life I'm trying to live. He apparently was also out shopping for that day for Father's Day. Her husband was, not DLM. DLM was doing a different kind of shopping.
Ugh.
Because don't worry, the cops knew the husband did it, and they for sure checked him out.
The husband always did it.
It's true crime wisdom for the ages. But unfortunately, in this case, it's like the exception that proves the rule.
Oh.
Joan would have been on foot or taking public transit around town for her errands, as she didn't drive or have the family vehicle. Because fucking patriarchy or something. Can't let those ladies be driving.
No.
Nope.
Ladies can't drive.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so this is an official warning because apparently hold on to your butts doesn't really sell it, but just 3 days after she was reported missing, a human foot in a paper bag was brought in by a dog whose owner then frantically called the police. Because what else are you going to do?
No.
Yeah, maybe call someone.
If my dog brought home a foot.
Like sterilize the dog.
Oh, that poor dog.
I know. I too am worried about the dog trauma.
That poor dog.
So the foot that was found had red painted nails and slightly webbed toes.
Oh.
Wildly, Joan Cottle's husband could not recall if her feet were webbed.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
What? Again, I say what in the actual fuck. So she makes you dinner, raises the kids, but you can't tell us anything about her identifying features? Okay, cool. Thanks, Don Draper.
That's weird.
Like,
he didn't know
I
if...
mean, I guess, what, this is like the 50s?
yeah, but he's seen her feet.
Probably not much.
Maybe
not
they
a
were
lot,
just in,
but-
like, nylons and...
Yeah, like, ladies would always be wearing them nylons. And,
Guys,
you
don't
know,
excuse
the bit,
this.
like-
I feel like that's unusual.
She
but-
obviously wasn't getting any foot rubs.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. Her husband was, however, able to rule out the possibility of an affair. Because can you imagine a woman having the audacity to cheat on that guy, this gem?
What?
Him? No.
Oh my god.
She was apparently drinking socially more frequently as she was currently dealing with depression related to her mother's terminal illness. Yeah, she could have used the foot rub. Like, she's probably a
Yeah.
little stressed.
Oh.
So yeah, because, I mean, Jesus, like, being murdered and dismembered just wouldn't be sad enough.
No.
Yeah, I really brought it this week.
I'm depressed, okay?
Yeah. Drink more rosé.
Okay. I will.
So investigators were present at the home when that same family's dog brought back a human hand. The investigators went on to discover numerous body parts that had been crudely butchered and scattered across southeast Portland.
So wait.
All the same, like, from the same body?
Yes. At this point, we are to assume that these are all Joan Cottle's remains.
And the same dog brought home... where's that dog going? That...
What's that, lassie?
Foot? Like, why are you letting this dog roam?
For
Continue to
real.
roam around.
How
Like,
far is he allowed to go from home?
He's a very special detective dog.
oh my God.
He got promoted shortly after. I'm kidding. So that neighborhood in southeast Portland, approximately the blocks of like 15th and Oak, is now home to a popular concert and event venue, a lot of restaurants, and a really high-end grocery store. I've totally been to this neighborhood. I'll show you the map later. I took a screenshot when I looked it up.
Oh.
So yeah, I have even
Great.
physically been here, and it's the creepiest feeling to realize that now in researching. As I stated in the intro, DLM had drained the bodies of blood post-mortem, which police could tell forensically. Apparently that they could figure out. Yeah. Which is great.
Science.
There wasn't a lot of science, but they did know that. So this helped them to rule out the possibility that this was a corpse or accidental death that was uncovered by coincidence. But really, when is finding a body scattered across town ever a coincidence?
Yeah, right? It was just an accident.
I found all these human pieces, and it's
I like that human pieces.
Human pieces. Oh, goodness.
So, when investigators were pointed in the direction of DLM by another patron at the bar, they were able to search his home. House of Horrors on not such a small scale.
Oh, gosh.
They found body parts wrapped in newspaper in his fridge and bloody lingerie.
like a butcher.
Yeah,
Oh.
kind of like a butcher.
He was
yeah.
meat packing.
Yeah, I mean, you should keep your meat in the freezer mostly, but not that kind.
He wants it fresh.
Yeah. Clearly, because these are not normal household items, a manhunt ensued.
Hopefully not.
Okay.
So the governor in Oregon at the time, Mark Hatfield, referred to Jones' murder as the most heinous in Oregon's history. That was because it was the 50s, so he hadn't seen nothing yet.
Oh.
Horrifying as you might expect at this point, Jones' shoes were retrieved from her family home, and the foot that was recovered did appear to be a perfect match.
They Cinderella.
They Cinderella this
Oh my
lady.
God. They tried the shoe on the foot
What the?
Sure did.
and was like, it's the right size, must be her.
But think about it. There's no DNA. It's not like that was kind of all they had, but ew. So ultimately, the remains that were found were identified as Joan Cottle's via
Cinderella
fingerprint, via Cinderella shoe,
Cinderella
via
Cinderella
actually
shoe.
fingerprint identification.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I mean, real Cinderella story here for her.
So they actually did have some real identifying.
Yes.
Things.
So they did,
Okay.
yeah. When they found the hand, then they were able to do the
Thank goodness.
fingerprint ID. So the worst
Are
part...
they sure the hand belonged to the foot?
I mean, for argument's sake, I guess. Well, okay, so
Were
they
they
Cinderellaed
also
the foot. Guys, it's a real mess. It's a real mess. The worst part is that Joan allegedly, and this is somewhat difficult to confirm, but she at least allegedly knew DLM from her school days. At the trial, he told a horrified courtroom that she left the bar with him willingly, and then later engaged in consensual sex with him after they were done bar hopping.
Was he married?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, totally. We believe you, bro. Like,
I totally believe him.
yeah, seems plausible.
Yeah. Murderers typically tell the truth.
Yeah.
So.
I
know.
found. Sure. So he stated they later began to argue, which enraged him to the point of strangling her and then eventually dismembering her corpse.
Yeah.
That
is a
escalated quickly.
Again, totes
reasonable
believable.
reaction.
Nothing to see here. No notes. So anyway, the next day he was hungover because bar hopping. He worked for a couple of hours, then decided he should probably just peace the fuck out because probably needed a nap.
So he was hungover from bar hopping and like murdering, and then he went to work.
Yeah, sure did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meat packing.
Is that not what you would do?
More meat packing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just
I mean,
the
you
work
have to
ethic on this
maintain
guy.
Your normal
Gotta
routine.
maintain your routines.
If you're, like, you can't
Yeah.
throw anything off.
Well, his routine is about to get real wild. So he ran off to a series of cities: LA, San Diego, and then Tijuana, Mexico, and then finally ended up back stateside. Somehow he wasn't arrested when he re-entered the country. I don't know, I guess murder and being on the lam was easier before computers.
50s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
50s crimes, guys. So he hitchhiked to Santa Maria, California, because that's a thing people did in the 60s. Meanwhile, the FBI is losing their actual shit. They actually expanded the top 10 most wanted list temporarily because of this demonic asswipe.
They expanded it?
Yes.
So it was like top 11?
Yeah, it was top 11.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, people were absolutely going nuts. Like, the governor in Oregon's like, this is the most heinous crime we've ever seen. And
Just like that.
Yeah. It was
Probably
very
exactly
similar.
like that.
Yeah.
Always transit.
Yeah. He didn't have like a pop filter, so it was probably crackly, but the FBI's like, rah! Actual reenactment of what they...
Yes.
They had, what's his name? Doing new behavioral forensics, creating whatever. You know that show that I'm trying to...
Yeah.
Mindhunter.
Thank you,
That.
for fuck.
Well,
We
we're
know what
going
you're
to talk
talking
about
about.
Mindhunter. You're with the right group. Mouth words are hard.
Mouth words are really hard.
I've never seen Mindhunter.
We're going to turn away physically from Cassie and just cast her side-eye from here on out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm kicked off the podcast. It was nice knowing everyone. I'm going to get out of here.
Right. Look away. Like,
I can
I
still...
don't.
You're just holding me.
It's on my list.
I don't want her to
It
think
needs
we
to be
want her
at
to
the
sit
top
with
of your
us.
list.
I'll go home right away and watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to need a report back on
Yeah.
that.
I will.
We won't be recording next week if Cassie has not watched
I'll write up a
Mindhunter.
full report.
Yeah.
I'm specifically going to come out here again
Yeah.
just to make sure.
Rye's our
I will.
new podcast supervisor.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. All right. I'll do it. I don't want to get fired.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of editing. I'm so excited for
Oh,
you.
it's fine. That'll be fun.
So, as a result, he was identified, reported, and arrested all within a day by a Santa Maria realtor. Oddly, he reportedly seemed to be relieved to be arrested, which I feel like they say that about a lot of like prolific criminals and murderers in particular. They just like get like a flood of relief because they don't have to run anymore.
Yeah, that would be tiring.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, needs a nap. So, funny how a life on the run might take a toll on a guy, you know?
Yeah.
It's rough times. At this trial, he tried pleading insanity, and everyone in the courtroom eye rolled simultaneously and said, "There's just no way."
This is Oregon. Why do you...
I don't know,
What's with the
but it's
accent?
in my notes that way because I think some people will know the reference.
Oh, do I just not get it?
Yeah,
Is there another
it's a
thing?
joke.
I'm
It's
the
a
worst.
joke. It's jokes. That's Canadian. So I'm just mixing up all kinds of accents and references. But
That's
here we
fine.
go. He received a life sentence, which is cool and seemed like justice. But just wait, because it's not too late for the fucked up system to make you lose your lunch. Because he was actually paroled in 1973 after serving only 12 years.
For murdering.
For the most heinous crime.
chopping up a body
Yeah.
and scattering it about.
He literally had the FBI losing their shit, and he gets paroled. I know, it makes no sense.
Okay.
Yeah, he be white. It does explain some things. The parole board was, and listen closely here, told he would kill again by a psychologist, but another conflicting report was presented at that time as well that indicated violent offenders could very well be rehabilitated. So they split the difference and went ahead and let him out.
Okay, could be, but was he?
I mean, I will say this was a time in history where it was very common that there was a lot of emerging science and data that they felt presented a case that certain violent offenders could be rehabilitated. And I'm all for
We
rehabilitation.
From Mindhunter.
Some of us
They
do.
didn't have behavioral science at the
Yeah.
time. They weren't
No.
doing that. In the
They were
FBI.
trying to figure
So
it
they weren't,
out.
like profiling people.
No.
and shit like that.
Oh
so.
my
Well,
gosh.
somebody did, and somebody was literally writing a message on the wall, and they were like, nope, don't see it.
Ugh.
So after being paroled, he worked as an apprentice plumber, a trade he learned in prison. Cool. Skills, you know.
Better than beating people with wrenches.
Yeah, I know. My God, I didn't think about that until just now, but I'm like, as a plumber, do you use a lot of wrenches?
He's going to be saving those up.
Yeah. Putting them in a bag. But just 2 years later, he was in trouble with the long dick of the law again.
Just dicks.
Do you remember that from Superbad?
I don't. I don't.
Okay. But just 2 years later, he was in trouble with the law again. Because Rye's uncomfortable. So here we go.
Dicks.
Yeah. Dicks! Sorry, low-hanging Superbad fruit. But just for low-key stuff like murder and the dismemberment of another woman. You know, just
Super
like,
low-key.
yeah, super low-key. I mean, for him, that's pretty low-key. Like, that's just a Tuesday. A fisherman had found remains near Browns Island landfill, and it was obvious very little effort had been taken to conceal them. This is because, in my very official opinion, DLM was not only super fucked up in all of his brain parts, but he was also apparently very lazy. A strange artifact was found with her remains that actually seems like pretty oddly significant to me, at least. It was a newspaper clipping with an article proclaiming the high degree of rehabilitation success in Oregon's prisons.
Nuh-uh. What a dick.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck you guys. Look at me. I'm
I don't know. Like,
rehabilitated.
maybe that just washed up coincidentally
No.
right next to her.
That's
no,
not.
I don't think so.
That's not a coinky.
I think he was like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So gross.
What a
It's
fucker.
upsetting. Yeah. So,
I don't like it.
no,
Wait,
I don't like
I
it
have
either.
a question.
Yeah.
Where was this found?
So it's I'm not super familiar with like this particular spot, but it was a fisherman that found the remains near Browns Island landfill. She's doing the googs.
I'm Googling.
She's giving it a goog.
It says Marion County.
That's like Salem.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I think
isn't
that's
it?
down- yeah, there's a...
Okay.
Oh yeah,
our
it's
prison is down there.
Salem.
So DLM's second victim was Betty Wilson. She had endured a difficult life in poverty and became a teenage mother at 16. I'm just going to say she had 11 children, which is arguably entirely too many even for that era.
11.
Hard no.
But also she had them with a very abusive husband.
Hard.
Yes.
No.
Hard pass.
Poor woman.
Guys, it's not going to get better, okay?
Great.
So, all of these kids, and Betty and her super dick-faced husband, lived in a school bus that had no running water or electricity.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I thought immediately of all of those, like, van life videos, and I was like, not like that. Not like that at all.
They lived in a school bus.
It's really sad.
Did it like still have the seats in it?
I don't know.
With 13 people.
Yeah, 13 people. Yeah, math is hard. We've already established that.
11 plus 2 equals.
One of my homies turned the school bus into like a really cool.
Yeah,
like, you
that's
know,
what I'm saying. Like,
but
you see
this
those
is clearly not
overhauls
that
all the
kind of
time.
Situation.
It's not that kind of place.
It was
Yeah.
really dope. He put in like wood flooring and shit.
Ooh.
Like, he
Yeah.
made it real fancy.
So eventually she became kind of a badass. And she left his scrub ass in North Carolina for good
Wow.
by hiding in the trunk of her sister's car. She's literally
So it was like
escaping.
that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Does
No,
she
it was
leave all
bad.
the kids with him?
I doubt they would fit in the trunk.
Yeah. What kind of car does her sister have? Yeah.
Biggest station
So, I mean, that was really sad reading that in the story because I don't know that in most abusive relationships that you have much hope that somebody who's abusive to their partner won't then also turn that against their children. But maybe she thought or had enough history with him to know that he wouldn't hurt the kids. She said, hopefully, into the mic. So she fled. I mean, she's just leaving a terrible situation, and just more terrible just keeps happening. So when DLM was arrested, he confessed right away to not only her murder, but also another one that occurred during the early days of his parole. He disposed of her remains between two graves, and her head was never recovered. So she actually still remains a Jane Doe.
So he buried her in a graveyard?
Yeah, sounds like it. So,
wow.
Yeah, there's a real creep factor in so many areas with this guy. I told you, I brought it, and I brought it hard, and I just threw it at your feet and was like, here, deal with this.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I definitely should have had more food.
Yeah, you should have had a lot more coffee, or... Yeah.
I'm running on like half an hour of sleep in the last 2 days.
Don't do that. It's bad. We'll probably edit out that part.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm like editing in my head as we go.
I'll just keep the "don't do that, it's bad" and put it after like.
Oh yeah, there you go. So guys, I want to tell you that the only small modicum of comfort we can take away from this case is that this undeniable shit stain of a human is still currently serving time for his crimes at the ripe old age of 86.
Damn.
And apparently parole is pretty much a foregone conclusion, because they're like, fool me once.
I don't know.
Shame on you.
I don't trust him.
Fool me twice. Ain't never gonna get fooled again.
He's still alive?
Yep.
They're gonna let him out.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. He was born 1934. I checked because I was like, is this fucker still walking the earth? He's not probably like walking quickly, but
Yeah.
Nah.
Man.
Unless he's just been like working out the entire time and is
Yeah.
just like super buff old guy.
Yeah. And it's
Like,
weird because a
prison
lot of
buff old guy.
yeah. A lot of the cases that, I've looked at up to this point that, I want to do for the pod, a lot of these guys are dead. I think my next case that I'm going to do, I think he's dead.
It's creepy talking about.
He should just be dead. Yeah. Oh, no!
It's creepy talking
Another
about
one
people
bites
who are
dust.
still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That's the part that's like, oh.
See, and here's the thing. He's not an able-bodied young man, so my thoughts...
We don't know how able-bodied he is.
He's 86.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not that worried.
No.
I'm not that worried about him. I'm a drag him because I'm not that worried about him making some fantastical escape and hunting me down.
So
but
just, I got some friends in prison, man. Like, I don't want them hanging out with this motherfucker. Like,
oh, well, he would be a bad influence.
he would be a terrible influence.
Do you feel like your friends have like a murdery vibe?
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
No.
So they're probably okay. They hopefully are in a very different...
different one?
Yeah. Different jail. Different
Hopefully
wing,
he's like in a
different
high
block.
security.
God. For fuck's sake. Like,
Something.
what do we gotta do to get this guy? Just can we just hold him down? Can we just hold him in a place?
Even fucking solitary confinement.
Yep.
Oh.
That's like the most inhumane thing that
It really
we do
is.
to other humans.
All right, guys. So that's a wrap on DLM.
Well, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That was great. That was not creepy at all. That really made my morning.
All the images of butchering,
Yeah.
like actual butchery, like.
All right, let's slam the book closed on
Are
this
we
bitch
done?
for the moment.
We're done.
Smack. So, for all of you that are listening, if you have any true crime or paranormal stories that you want us to share, maybe with the whole Pacific Northwest.
Yes, we would love to read them on the pod.
Yeah, we will read them out loud. Email us at pnwhauntsandhomicides@gmail.com. It's all spelled out, no special characters, super duper easy peasy.
Also, if you would like to follow us on Facebook or Instagram, it is at PNW Haunts and Homicides, the same thing as the email. It's all spelled out, no special characters or anything.
Bitchin'.
Thanks for listening and have a creepy ass day.
So he hitchhiked to Santa Maria, California, because that's people did that in the 60s. That's a thing people did. That was really terrible.
Wow.
I am going to re-say that line so that then you can edit it like I'm not a tater tot. Okay. Cool.
It's our podcast.
Yeah. It's my episode. I'll cry if I want to. Okay.
I want you to always talk like that.
Just roll Minnesotan. So, circling back to the thing that we're talking about.
Oh, dead bodies.
Yeah,
right.
dead bodies. Yeah. Super
going.
dead stuff.